You can't ask for more and then not be willing to do more in order to meet that energy. You ask more from God, from the universe. I want more money. I want more clients. I want more offers. I want to be more creative. But when the opportunity presents itself to be more or to have more, the ego shuts you down. The ego reminds you, quote unquote, it convinces you that you're not ready yet. It convinces you that you're not ready yet. It tells you stories that you don't know enough yet so that you don't take that next step. Because your ego enjoys comfort. It enjoys safety. It enjoys things being the same. I mean, that's our instincts. It's to remain the same. If we have safety, if we are within safety, and if we are secure, why would we intentionally put ourselves outside of that and risk being unsafe, risk being insecure, whether that is financially or within our health, within our relationships, within our incomes? Why would we risk that? When you ask for more, you have to be willing to accept the responsibility for more too. Okay, so you can ask for more clients and you will probably get more clients or the opportunity to sign them on. But are you willing to take the responsibility of serving them? And are you willing to accept the responsibility for more? Or do you just want the benefit of having more? A lot of individuals want more money, but they're unwilling to do the work that is required to make more money. Because it's scary. It's hard. It goes against our nature. It goes against our instincts to do more. Our instincts tell us, you have safety right here. Why would you want to go out and risk being humiliated? Why would you want to risk being laughed at? Why would you want to risk being wrong? When what you have right now is perfectly fine. You're fine here. You're comfortable here. You're doing just fine. Why would you want to sabotage all of that for a possibility of of greater things on the other side? That's the ego. That's not your higher self. That's not your highest self. Your highest self comes in and says, understand the role of the ego and the higher self. Your higher self is always embodied in truth and in calmness and in the reasons why it will work. It will always work, because whatever you set your mind to, it has no option but to manifest. It has no option but to come true, because your mind is set on it. Because you open the door to only seek opportunities that tell you it's true, that tell you that you're right, that tell you it's gonna work out. That is exactly the opportunities you get, because you pay attention to them. You see them more than you would if you were entertaining the beliefs that said it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. You should just stop right here. Look at you failing. It's all about what you set your intention to and what you pay attention to the most. Where attention goes, energy flows, okay? Get that in y'all's heads first and foremost. You have to understand the role of the ego, okay? The ego is here to keep us safe, comfortable, secure, right? The ego has good intentions. It serves to protect you. But you have to use your discernment to understand and to recognize when it's actually working against you and when it's actually working against who you know you are. Sometimes you outgrow your ego, but we fail to realize it. We fail to recognize it. Sometimes you outgrow your ego, but for some reason we continue to believe the lies it tells us, the stories it tells us, right? So if we're working together, and I say that you have to be more visible online. If you are trying to grow your business, your coaching, your consulting business, you have to be seen more often, right? If I give you that goal, that's your goal, right? And the action to follow that goal would be creating more content, posting more content, establishing yourself as a thought leader online. Because the same way you exist in this physical world, right? You walk outside of your door, you see people in real life, you have to do the same in the digital world. You have to immerse yourself in both worlds, the physical and the digital, because that is the era that we're in today. There's a digital world and there's a physical world. You have to integrate. You have to force yourself to become both. And even me, even right now, I'm struggling to be entirely comfortable on camera. I'm anxious about who can hear me right now. I'm anxious about who can hear me or see me. There's anxiety about what they might be thinking or whatever the fuck. I don't fucking know, but there's anxiety. But look, I'm here, I'm doing it. I'm fucking anxious as fuck, and I'm doing this shit. Because I know I have to. Because look, you have to understand what your duty is, what your calling is, and then you have to go out and do it, no matter how you react. No matter what your emotions try to tell you. Right now, I really want to stop. I really want to turn off my phone, go back to my room, and do what? Repeat the fucking miserable cycle of wishing I was doing more. At some point, you get sick of your own fucking shit. And you're like, dude, I actually want more. Why am I not doing more? Why do I have more belief in the fear than the faith? Does that make sense? It better make sense, because... But this is how you rewire your system. This is how you rewire your mind, your body, to give you different results. You retrain your body to give you different results. And this is what I'm doing right now. This is what I'm teaching you to do right now. I'm training myself to kind of be loud and proud about what I have to say, and to have faith in what I say, and to have faith that what I'm saying is actually like true. It matters to me. It means something to me, so it's worth saying. I don't need an audience to tell me that that I'm spitting. I know I am. That's the only fucking truth you need. That is the only approval and validation you need to make anything of yourself. It's when you yourself say, I actually have something valuable to say, and whether or not people want to support me, whether or not people want to listen to me, doesn't matter. Because by being here in front of this camera and talking, I am fulfilling my duty. I've had this feeling, this calling for months now, and I took radical action in the beginning of the year. A lot had shifted in the beginning of the year. I invested thousands into coaching, business and leadership coaching. I opened my own coaching company into Azim. I got my first client 1 month after filing my LLC, using a strategy of my own, although I had a business and leadership coach that was providing me strategies. The way I closed, the method I used to close that client at 4 figures, I brought that client into a 4-figure container using my own methodology, because I trusted my intuition and I trusted myself. And the journey of entrepreneurship is always a test of how much you believe in yourself. Over and 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 over again, even when you have 0 supporters, when you have 1 million supporters. It's all about, it's a test, you versus you, and that's all. That is all. That's all that exists. Okay? And that feeling of anxiety of who can hear me, who is judging me right now, it's diminishing the longer I'm in front of this camera. It's fading away. The longer I'm in front of this camera, the longer I overcome the anxiety and the fear. I mean, why allow yourself to be small? Why allow yourself to play small? Why diminish your light for the comfort of others, right? To prove to others that, you know, you are average. If you are above average, why aren't you showing it off? Why aren't you embodying it? Why are you allowing yourself to remain small so that you blend in, right? You'd rather stand in instead of stand out, because your ego has convinced you that that is where safety and security is. Sure, that's where safety and security is for now, but that's not where abundance is, and prosperity and opportunity. What do you really want? What do you really want? Are you comfortable in this routine you've established for yourself? Are you comfortable clocking in 9 to 5 every day for a paycheck that does not pay you enough to live abundantly in the way that you know you deserve, in the way that you know you want? How much are you willing to bet on yourself? How much of a fight are you willing to put up against your own ego, against these limiting beliefs? Against these beliefs that come from scarcity and poverty. You have to be willing to fight against yourself consistently. And you do that with aligned action. Me recording this video right now is aligned action. I felt it in my soul. This is what I've been meaning to do, what I've been needing to do for months, and I've been putting it off. Okay, when you have that little quiet voice telling you to do something inside, you better listen to it. Otherwise, you are actively suppressing and repressing your creative spirit that manifests into depression, misery, anxiety, low self-worth, low self-esteem. So be careful with the decisions that you're making, because you might end up in a place that is hard to come out of. Earlier in the video, before I went on this tangent, I was discussing how the ego will oftentimes try to sabotage you, try to get in your way, try to stop you from making aligned actions consistently. So like I said, the example was, if we're working together in a container, one-on-one, private consulting, which is something I offer as well. I tell you that one of your goals is to become more visible online, whatever that means to you. Be more visible. The action that follows it might be, you know, posting more articles, more videos. I want you to reach out more, right? Becoming more visible, allowing your energy, your essence to be felt in the digital world as much as it is felt in the physical world, right? Because you're very much aware of your power. You're very much aware of what you have to offer. But right now, we have to integrate it and bring that energy into action digitally, okay? We are in the era of technology, y'all. You have to establish yourself online. You have to, depending on your goals. But if your goal is to scale and to be exposed to people all around the world globally, you have to establish yourself online. That's kind of a given, okay? Now the action would obviously be to post more content, whatever that looks like. Reach out more, whatever that looks like. Your ego is going to tell you, you don't know enough. Your ego is going to say, what if no one watches? What if no one hears you? What if no one listens? What if people comment and say, what the fuck are you even on about? What are you even talking about? What if you get humiliated? Right? There's those fears of being humiliated. There's those fears that come from imposter syndrome, which I will make another video about, because I've learned a lot about imposter syndrome. Now, while your ego tries to keep you small and safe by telling you, what if no one watches? Just don't do it at all. Just don't do it at all. Just go play your games. Go doom scroll like you normally do. You'll be fine there. You won't risk humiliation. You won't risk being called out and being wrong online. Your higher self says, hold up. Let's remember why I'm really doing this. I'm really doing this to fulfill my divine duty. Okay, you know it is your divine calling, your duty, because you feel it in your heart and in your soul. If you've had this feeling before, if you've felt this calling before and you've let it fade away, I don't believe it's fully gone. I truly believe that you have a small voice in there that's saying, what if I did commit to this? What if I did try again? What if I did relaunch my company? What if I did relaunch that offer and I did it different, right? You still have a chance. Your higher self ultimately knows you're doing it for you, to fulfill that duty, to fulfill that calling. You aren't doing it for anything else. Everything else that comes after fulfilling your calling is you reaping the benefits of you fulfilling your own duty. So at the end, you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it so that you can embody your whole self authentically and express yourself authentically for a more fulfilling lifestyle, right? This is the journey of self-actualization, right? This is the journey of overcoming the imposter syndrome, overcoming the scarcity mindsets. For all of you individuals that come from poverty, I come from poverty as well. My family came from poverty as well. I've had to do a lot of mental work. I've had to do a lot of work on myself regarding my relationship to money, my relationship to opportunities, how I perceive opportunities, whether I take the opportunity or not. How much do I believe in myself? How much am I willing to take up space? How long am I willing to be seen? How long can I sit in discomfort, right? Because this journey is uncomfortable, but it is fulfilling, right? It's uncomfortable, but it is fulfilling. You decide, do you want to remain in comfort within an unfulfilling lifestyle, or do you want to pursue your dreams and fulfill your potential, an uncomfortable journey yet fulfilling one? The power is in your hands. You're not a victim unless you believe you are. You're a victim for as long as you claim yourself a victim. The only reason why you perceive yourself to be a victim is because you look for the reasons why you're a victim. All right? If you see yourself as a winner, you're going to see and find all the reasons, all of the proof of how you're a winner. It's hilarious because it's so simple and so beautiful too. So the ego is not an entirely bad thing, but you have to be conscious and aware of when it is self-sabotage rather than genuine protection, right? And it takes work to rewire the mind. It takes work to reframe the egotistic thoughts and beliefs that actually keep you small and stuck. You can continue to tell yourself you don't know enough. Or you can say, I know enough to say what I want to say right now, and that's good enough. You know enough to say what you want to say. You have this feeling that you have something to talk about. Like this video, I made it because I had to talk about it. I woke up this morning just in a state of reflecting on this whole year. 2025 has been an insane year for me, personally, within my business, financially, spiritually. This year has been insane, and that's because I created an insane year through my very intentional decisions, through the act of aligned action. I created this life for myself. I built this life for myself. This life where I believe in myself wholly, to be seen online, digitally, globally, by millions of people that I don't even know. Yes, I deserve to be seen. Yes, I have something to say, and you're gonna hear me say it. And I'm not afraid of your judgments. I stand in my truth. My truth is my truth, and your truth is your truth, and it's that simple. Just because we have people that disagree with us does not mean that we need to shut up entirely. It means we need to establish ourselves as thought leaders, as individuals who have our own opinions, beliefs, and systems. And the effort is worth it to create a community of other individuals that think and have similar values and goals, right? That's all it is. It's not about being a yes man. It's about being a yes man to yourself, finally. Instead of trying to please others, you decide to please yourself. No matter the backlash you might hypothetically receive. That's all it is. That's all it is. So if there's anything you take away from this video, it is to write down what that quiet voice is telling you in your heart and in your soul. Turn off your phone, turn off your laptop, whatever you're watching on, shut it off, get a piece of paper. Write down, what is this little voice trying to communicate to you? What is it telling you? And just look at it and observe it. And I want you to then visualize what it would look like if you were to take that calling and execute it. What kind of life could you hypothetically create for yourself if you decided to bet on yourself and if you decided to take consistent, aligned action? It's a practice of visualization, okay? Because in order to get from point A to point B, you need to visualize yourself having arrived at point B. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to see yourself, visualize yourself there in that environment. That's all I got for y'all. My name is Mariam. I post content on self-development, self-improvement, business, coaching, and consulting. I also offer these services. And if you're interested, you can head to the link in bio or the description. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and I will speak to y'all soon. Thank you very much.